Hello and welcome to this session on basics of inequalities. In this session, we'll see basic notations, conventions, and rules related to inequalities. Let's say A represents all the values from -1 to 2, where -1 and 2 are not included, as we have round brackets there. On number line, we'll draw them like this. Empty circles at -1 and 2 as they are not included. To show -3 and 1 both included, we'll use square brackets. And on number line, we'll use filled circles at -3 and 1. For -1 to infinity, for infinity we always use open brackets because infinity is not a number, it's a concept. Remember this, infinity is an abstract concept describing something without any bound or larger than any number. I just quoted Wikipedia. Let's draw this -1 included to infinity. Next we have discrete set 2, 3 written using curly brackets. This simply means that only the integer 2 and 3 are included and nothing else. So we'll show this using two filled circles on the number line at 2 and 3. If we have to take union and intersection of these ranges, A union B, this simply means all the elements of A plus all the elements of B. So I can draw both on the number line and the entire region covered will be the union. So the extreme left or the minimum value will be -3 with filled circle and extreme right will be 2 with an open circle. Union also means OR. A union B means values shown in A region or values included in B region. So basically it is all the values in A plus all the values in B. A intersection B on the other hand means values common in A as well as in B. That means if two number lines are superposed one over another, we have to take common areas out of them. It can be shown like this. Empty circle at -1 and filled circle at 1. Now let's draw a few inequalities on number line. X is greater than -1. This simply means x could be anything greater than -1 till infinity. It could be shown like this. Open circle at -1 as it is not included. There is a greater than sign and not a greater than or equal to sign here. So open circle at -1. X less than or equal to 2. Here x could also be equal to 2. So we'll use a filled circle at 2. This basically shows x belongs to -infinity to 2 included. Union of these regions, x greater than -1, union x less than or equal to 2. This basically covers everything that is being shown in the two diagrams. Let's draw them one by one. This is x greater than -1 and this is x less than or equal to 2. So basically we are covering the entire number line. Union will give us x belongs to -infinity to +infinity. On the other hand, x greater than -1, intersection x less than or equal to 2, intersection of these two regions will give us this dark region. X belongs to -1 excluded to 2 included. Now let us see a few rules of inequalities. These are very important. If we have an inequality A is greater than B, then we can add a same number on both sides of this inequality without worrying about the sign in between. So adding the same number on both the sides of inequality is valid. We have not mentioned anything about the sign of K. That means K could be negative also. So let us state a second point here. We can subtract a same number from both the sides of an inequality without changing the sign of inequality. What about multiplying by the same number on both the sides? Well, the sign of inequality won't change if the number is positive. If k is positive, we can directly multiply both the sides by k. But on multiplying by a number k which is less than 0, the sign of inequality will change. Now this k could be fractional also. That means we can write the same rule for dividing an inequality by both sides. Dividing an inequality on both sides by a number k. Just remember, when sign of k is not known, we cannot multiply or divide an inequality by k, because then we won't be able to decide for the sign of the inequality. Now tell which of these will always be true. See the first one, put x as 1, x square minus 3 is negative. Put x as 2, x square minus 3 is positive. So we don't know the sign for sure. We cannot multiply with this value x square minus 3. That is wrong. But in the second point, x square is always positive. So x square plus 3 will always be greater than 0. So this multiplication could be done. Moving on to the next point. If you come across such a situation, a by b is greater than c by d, cross multiplying the denominators is not allowed if you don't know their signs. Well, this point is same as multiplication with k on both the sides that we have already seen. If b is greater than 0, we can directly multiply it or transpose it without changing the sign of inequality. And if b is less than 0, the sign of inequality will change. And in case the sign of b is not known, we'll simply take everything to the LHS and solve further. Okay, again we have the same point but in different format. If a is positive, we can directly cancel it from both the sides. If a is negative, the sign of inequality will change, and if sign of a is not known, then we'll simply take everything to the LHS and solve further. If we have two inequalities, a is greater than b and c is greater than d, we can very well add these up without worrying about the signs of a, b, c and d. A plus c will be greater than b plus d. But if we have two inequalities like this, a is greater than b but c is less than d, then we cannot simply add them. We cannot comment if the sign of first inequality will take over the sign of second inequality or will it be the opposite. What we can do here is write c is less than d as d is greater than c, and then we can simply add these up. The direction of inequalities should be same. Important point here is that subtraction, multiplication and division is not valid. For these operations, it totally depends on the numbers present in the inequality. There is only one case in which multiplication is valid, when all four a, b, c and d are greater than 0. We can multiply the inequalities if they have same direction. Okay? In both the inequalities we have greater than sign, so we can write AC is greater than BD. Let's talk about squaring and cubing an inequality on both sides. Squaring can only be done if both A and B are on the same side of the number line. They should both be positive or they should both be negative. If both A and B are positive, then we can square on both the sides and the direction of the inequality will remain the same. 3 is greater than 2. We can square and write 9 is greater than 4. If both A and B are negative, then on squaring both the sides, the sign of inequality will change. Minus 5 is greater than minus 7, but on squaring we get 25 is less than 49. If A and B are of opposite signs, means if one of them is positive and the other one is negative, we cannot make a rule for squaring on both the sides, because then the answer will also depend on the magnitudes of A and B. In case of cubing, doesn't matter if they are positive or negative, or one positive or one negative, the other one positive or the other one negative, we can directly cube on both the sides, keeping the direction of inequality same. For example, 3 is greater than 2. Cube both the sides. 27 is greater than 8. Minus 5 is greater than minus 7. Cube them. Minus 125 is greater than minus 343. 3 is greater than minus 2. 27 is greater than minus 8. So it doesn't matter whether A and B are of same sign or not, we can directly cube them. Let's now move on to the last part of this session, a few definitions. Domain. Domain is nothing but set of all input values over which the expression is defined. For example, 1 upon x square minus 4. Can we put any value of x in there? No, because the denominator x square minus 4 cannot be 0. Otherwise, the expression will be not defined. And it becomes 0 when x is equal to 2 or minus 2. So the domain for this expression will be x belongs to R minus the values 2, minus 2. Next term is range. Range simply means set of all output values of the expression. So in this example, range will mean set of all the resulting y values we get after substituting all the possible x values. By all the possible x values, we simply mean domain of the expression. For example, y is equal to x square. Now, can we put any value of x in here? We can put negative values as well as positive values in x square. So, domain is all real values of x. And the range of y will be all the outputs that we can get on putting different values of x. So, y, the x square value is always going to be non-negative. So, range would be all the non-negative numbers. We'll be talking about domain and range in the functions chapter in detail. Till then, I hope you enjoyed the basic concepts that we covered in this session. Thank you.